Close your eyes and take a slow breath in. Hold it for a moment. Let it out gently. Imagine English is a calm river. The water is clear. The current is soft. You and I sit in a small boat. We move together with ease. The sun is warm on our faces. The wind is light and kind. You are safe here. Your mind is open. Your heart is ready. Welcome, friend. Welcome to a long, gentle podcast where the words are simple and the pace is slow. We will practice together. We will smile together. We will learn together. Hello, students. My name is Stuart, but my friends call me Stu. I live in New York City in the United States. I was born in Brooklyn, one part of this big city. When I think of my home, I hear the soft rumble of the subway. I see yellow taxis moving like bright fish in a busy river of streets. I smell hot bagels, strong coffee, and pizza slices with fresh tomato and basil. New York is loud and fast, but in this podcast, we are quiet and slow. We move at a small, easy speed. We speak short sentences. We breathe. We listen. We repeat. This is a safe place to practice. This is a friendly place to grow. I speak in slow English because I remember my own struggle with learning a new language. When I learned Spanish, fast audio made my head spin. I felt lost and sad. I pressed pause many times. I wanted to understand, but the words ran away from me. One day, I found a slow audio lesson. The voice was calm. The sentences were short. I smiled. I felt hope return to me. With slow lessons, I learned step by step. I want to give that same feeling to you now. I want you to feel calm, not lost. I want you to feel strong, not small. Together, we will build a happy habit with small steps and kind patience. Let me tell you about my early Saturdays in Brooklyn. When I was a small child, my mother woke me up early. We walked to a little bakery on the next street. The air outside was cool and fresh. My small hand held her warm hand. We bought hot bagels with butter. The bagels were soft inside and a little crisp outside. The butter melted and made a shining lake on top. We stood outside the bakery and took small bites. The bakery was next to an old subway station. While we ate, a train moved under the ground. The earth shook a little. The bagel shook in my fingers. I laughed. My mother laughed too. The morning sun touched the red brick walls. The world felt new and gentle. Those Saturdays were small pieces of magic that still glow in my mind.
Now I will describe myself. I am 1 meter and 79 centimeters tall. If you like feet and inches, that is 5 feet and 10 inches. My hair is dark brown. I try to comb it each morning, but one small piece always points in a funny direction, like it wants to tell a joke. My eyes are brown. I have a small scar on my left eyebrow. When I was 8 years old, I tried to ride my bicycle with no hands. I felt like a bird for 1 second, but then I hit a metal mailbox. The mailbox was strong. My eyebrow was not strong. I bled a lot. A kind neighbor ran to help me. My mother held my hand and said, "You are brave." At the clinic, a nurse cleaned the cut. I learned an important lesson that day. I learned to look where I am going. Even now, when I walk, when I bike, when I plan my future, I remember that lesson. Look where you are going.
Today, I live in a small studio apartment on the 5th floor of a red brick building. A studio apartment is one room that does many jobs. One corner is my kitchen. One corner is my bed. The space in the middle is my living room. I have one window that faces east. In the morning, the sun jumps into my room and paints the walls gold. It feels like the sun says, "Good morning, Stu. Wake up and smile." From my window, I can see the street below. I see yellow taxis, food delivery riders, and many people walking fast. Some people say New York never sleeps. I think New York dreams out loud. My job is at a language school in Midtown Manhattan. My title is Student Support Assistant. I open the door and say hello. I smile at each student. I give ID cards. I guide new students to classrooms. I fix copy machines. I make coffee for the office. I help someone find the right bus. I show someone how to use the printer. I walk a nervous student to the right room.
The pay is small, but the job feels big. I meet people from many countries every day. 1 hour, I speak a little Spanish with a boy from Peru. The next hour, I help a grandmother from Korea write an email to her grandson. I hear many accents. I see many smiles. I learn many names. I feel grateful. Small acts of help make my heart warm. After work, I ride my bicycle home. I pass small shops and tall buildings. I wave to a street vendor who sells roasted nuts. I stop at one red light and breathe. I look at the sky and count slow clouds. When I arrive at my building, I carry my bike up the stairs to the 5th floor. I open my door. I take off my shoes. I make green tea with honey. I put a thick blanket over my desk to stop echo. I sit down and open my notebook. I speak slowly into my microphone and record. I record this podcast. I think of you listening. I want you to feel calm. I want you to feel brave. I want you to feel proud of each small step. When I am not working or recording, I have 3 favorite hobbies. My first hobby is photography. I carry a small camera when I go outside. I take pictures of clouds that look like ships. I take pictures of funny dogs with big ears. I take pictures of colorful street walls and smiling strangers. Sometimes I print the photo and give it to the person in the picture. They feel seen. I feel happy. A photo is like a little window. It shows a small piece of time. It says, "Look, this moment was real. This smile was real. This light was real." My second hobby is cooking. I like fresh herbs and strong spices. I like the smell of garlic and the bright taste of lemon. My favorite dish right now is lemon and rosemary chicken with honey carrots. When I cook it, the room smells like a warm garden mixed with sweet rain. My neighbors sometimes knock and ask, "What are you cooking, Stu?" I laugh and say, "Come and taste." Food is not only fuel, food is love, memory, and comfort. Food is a story you can eat. When we share food, we share a kind of joy that needs no translation. My third hobby is midnight skateboarding. At midnight, the streets are quiet. The shops are closed. The lights are soft. I push my skateboard under silver street lamps and feel free. The board rolls like a whisper. The wind touches my face The city is still awake, but it is slow. I glide past dark windows and sleeping trees. I feel like I am drawing a secret line across the night. I am careful to look where I am going. I wear a helmet. I listen for cars. I stop at each corner. I move like a calm river. I return home with a quiet smile.
Here are a few fun facts about me. I can juggle 3 oranges, but apples are heavy, so I drop them more often. One day, a raccoon stole my peanut butter sandwich in Central Park. I keep 97 plants in my small apartment. They live on shelves, on the windowsill, and in hanging pots. I name some of them. One is called Sunny, one is called Moon. My dream is to take a very long train ride from New York to Alaska. I want to see tall mountains and the green light of the northern sky. I want to drink hot tea in a train car and watch white snow fields roll by like a slow movie.
Now, I invite you to repeat a few short lines with me. You can say them out loud or in your mind. I like slow English. I can learn. I am patient. I listen and breathe. English is my friend. Practice makes me stronger. Small steps every day. I will now tell you about my family. Families are like snowflakes. Each one is special. My family is small but warm. My mother is named Carla Wilson. She is 52 years old, but she looks younger. She teaches art in a high school in Queens. Many mornings she has red or blue paint on her fingers. Her rule in class is simple and kind. She says, "Show me how you see the world." When I was little, she gave me crayons and no instructions. I drew a purple dog with orange ears and green paws. She smiled and said, "Wonderful! Your dog is full of imagination." Because of her, I believe that creativity is freedom. I believe that there is no single correct way to draw a sun or a tree. There is your way, and that is enough.
My father is named Jordan Wilson. He is 55 years old, tall and calm. He repairs old pianos. He listens to each key like a doctor listens to a heart. He turns one small screw and music returns. Sometimes he brings a piano key home to show me. He says, "Listen, do you hear that tiny click?" I nod. He smiles. From him, I learn patience. Patience is not only waiting. Patience is active listening. Patience is caring attention. When I talk with people at work, I try to listen like my father listens to pianos. I try to hear the small sound behind the big sound. I try to hear the feeling inside the words. My younger sister is named Mia. She is 17 years old and loves the night sky. She owns a telescope called Stargazer. On clear nights, she calls me and says, "Come to the roof. The moon is bright." We wrap blankets around our shoulders and climb the stairs to the roof. We sit on the cool concrete and look at the stars. Mia points and says, "That is a planet. That is Saturn with rings." I say, "Wow." We speak softly as if the stars can hear us. Mia wants to study aerospace engineering. She jokes and says, "Dad fixes pianos. I will fix rockets." I laugh. I believe she will do amazing things. She is smart and brave. She is curious and kind. Our dog is named Pixel. Pixel is a retired racing greyhound. He used to run fast on a track. Now he loves sleeping on the sofa. He is tall and thin. His fur is silver and smooth. When I record this podcast, Pixel lies at my feet. Sometimes he dreams and moves his legs like he is running in his sleep. He makes small woof sounds. I whisper, "Good boy, dream big." When I take him for a walk, he sniffs every tree. He looks at pigeons with deep interest. He moves with grace, even when he is sleepy. He is my quiet friend.
Every Sunday is Family Day. We meet at my parents' apartment in Queens. The building is old but cozy. The hallway smells like bread from a neighbor who bakes on weekends. We arrive late in the morning. Mom paints at the kitchen table. Dad tunes a small electric keyboard. Mia edits star photos on her laptop. I cook lunch. The kitchen is small, but we fit. We talk. We laugh. Sometimes we disagree. When we disagree, we pause and breathe. We take a sip of water. We listen again. Soon the air is clear. Love is stronger than anger. After lunch, we play a short board game or take a short walk to the park. Pixel trots beside us and wears a blue collar. We watch kids fly kites if the wind is good. We sit on a bench and share quiet. The day feels soft and whole.
Now I will tell you about my normal weekday. Many New Yorkers move very fast. They run for the bus. They drink coffee while they walk. They talk on the phone as they cross the street. I like a slower rhythm. I like to be present. I like to feel my feet touch the ground. I like to feel my breath move in and out. So here is my day in gentle steps. I wake up at 6:45 in the morning. My phone plays soft jazz, not loud beeps. I open my eyes and think of 3 good things. I think of fresh air. I think of a kind friend. I think of warm tea. I say thank you in my mind. I sit up and stretch.
At 7 in the morning, I brush my teeth for 2 minutes. I splash cold water on my face. I stretch my neck and my shoulders. I roll my wrists. I take one more slow breath. At 7:15 in the morning, I eat breakfast. I eat Greek yogurt with banana slices, honey, and cinnamon. I call it banana snow because it looks like white snow with golden and brown spots. I listen to a short news podcast for 5 minutes. Then I enjoy silence. The silence helps my mind feel clear. I look out the window and see the morning light touch the top of buildings.
At 7:45 in the morning, I pack my bag. I put my camera inside. I add a water bottle. I add my bicycle key. I check for my wallet and my ID card. I put on my blue jacket if the air is cold. I tie my shoes. I smile at Pixel and say, "See you soon, friend." At 8 in the morning, I ride my bicycle to the school. The ride is about 8 kilometers. The streets are busy, but I move with care. When the traffic light is red, I stop and practice Spanish verbs in my head. I say, hablo, hablas, habla. I feel a small joy. Small practice adds up over time. Then I see green trees and a park. The sky is blue and the sun is bright. The water in my bottle is cool. Want to hear about school? At about 8:40 in the morning, I arrive at the school. I open the windows of the classroom to let in fresh air. I move the chairs into a circle. I write a silly English joke on the whiteboard. A student walks in, reads the joke, and smiles. From 9 in the morning to 12 noon, I help students. I check passports and answer questions. I show a new student the right room. I help someone send a letter. I point to a map and explain a route. I say, "Welcome. I am glad you are here." A smile is good medicine. It helps everyone feel at ease. At 12:10 in the afternoon, I eat lunch with co-workers. In 20 minutes, we speak 3 languages. We speak English, we speak Spanish, and we speak Japanese. A co-worker teaches me a new word. She says, "Otsukare-sama." It means, "Thank you for your hard work." I like this word. I like to say it to my friends. I finish my lunch and drink water. I stand up and stretch my back. I feel grateful for this small break. From 1 in the afternoon to 3 in the afternoon, I have quiet project time. I sit with my notebook. I plan future podcast episodes. I write ideas in simple words. I test the words out loud. I cut long sentences into short, clear sentences. I think of you and how to help you smile while you learn. I think of short stories that carry easy grammar and warm feelings. I think of kind questions you can answer in your mind. At 3:15 in the afternoon, I move my body. I do 10 push-ups, then 10 squats, then 10 jumping jacks. I repeat the set one more time if I have energy. My heart beats a little faster. My cheeks feel warm. My body says, thank you. I drink water and take a slow breath. At 4 in the afternoon, I go home. If it rains, I take the bus and read 10 pages of a novel. I look out the window at the wet streets. I watch the drops slide down the glass. If the sun is out, I ride my bicycle and look at trees. I pass a small park where children play. I pass a mural that shows 2 hands holding a plant. I feel a small joy again. I think, this is my city. It is noisy and kind. It is messy and bright.
At 5 in the afternoon, I cook an early dinner. I make whole grain pasta with cherry tomatoes, garlic, olive oil, and cheese. I sit down and eat slowly. I drink water or green tea. I put the plate and fork in the sink and wash them right away. Future me says thank you. At 6 in the evening, I begin to record the podcast. I put a thick blanket over my desk to make the sound soft. I place tea near my hand. I look at my notes. I breathe. I speak slowly and clearly. Pixel sleeps under the desk. He makes a small snore sound. It is very cute. At 8 in the evening, I take a phone-free walk. I leave my phone at home. I smell pizza slices on one corner. I watch city lights reflect on windows. I breathe and listen. My mind gets quiet. The day feels soft. At 9 in the evening, I open my journal. On the left page, I write 3 good things from the day. On the right page, I write 1 small thing to improve. I keep my words simple and kind. I do not judge myself. I smile at small progress. At 9:30 in the evening, I turn my laptop off. I turn my Wi-Fi off. I put my phone in airplane mode. I call this a digital sunset. At 9:35 in the evening, I read a paper book. Tonight, I read The Little Prince. The words are simple and deep. The story is quiet and bright. At 10:15 in the evening, I close my eyes. I say, "Thank you, day." I sleep. Let me tell you a little about my city. New York City has 5 boroughs. Their names are Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island.
Manhattan has tall glass towers and very bright lights in Times Square. Brooklyn is relaxed and famous for street art and pizza. Queens has food from more than 200 countries. The Bronx is the home of hip-hop and has a big park with a famous zoo. Staten Island has a free ferry that shows a perfect view of the Statue of Liberty. The subway is noisy, but it connects almost everything. You can travel far under the ground and arrive in a very different part of the city. In New York, we feel 4 strong seasons. Winter is cold and sometimes snowy. Spring brings pink flowers and soft rain. Summer is hot and has ice cream trucks that sing a little tune. Autumn paints the parks with red and gold leaves that fall like slow confetti. I love to stand on a corner and watch people. A man in a suit walks fast and drinks coffee. A small child points at a dog and laughs. A woman carries flowers wrapped in brown paper. A food cart makes steam that smells like cinnamon and nuts. A bus opens its doors with a sigh. A cyclist rings a bell. A street musician plays a gentle song on a saxophone. A group of students speak 3 different languages and still understand each other with smiles and hands. The city is a moving story. Every corner holds a small poem of daily life. Now I will guide you through a short breathing practice that you can use anytime you feel nervous about English. Sit up tall but soft. Put your feet on the ground. Imagine roots going down from your feet into the earth. Breathe in through your nose for 4 slow counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for 2 gentle counts. 1, 2. Breathe out through your mouth for 6 slow counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw relax. Say to yourself, I am learning. I am safe. I am patient. Repeat this 2 more times if you like. Feel the calm. Bring this calm with you when you listen to English. Bring this calm with you when you speak. I want to share a few easy learning tips in a friendly way. You can repeat after me if you want. I will keep the ideas very simple. Listen every day, even if it is only for 10 minutes. Short and daily is better than long and rare. Speak out loud, even when you are alone. Your mouth needs practice as much as your mind. Do not fear mistakes. Mistakes are teachers with kind faces. Read simple books that make you smile. Write a tiny journal in English with 2 or 3 lines each night. Ask simple questions. Answer in simple sentences. Keep your heart soft and your humor alive. You are doing well.
Let me share a small story from my work. One day, a new student arrived late. She looked tired and worried. She held her bag with both hands. I smiled and said, "Welcome. You are here now. You are safe." She smiled back a little. I walked with her to the classroom. I showed her a seat. The teacher said, "Good morning." The class said, "Good morning." At the end of the day, the student came to my desk. She said in slow English, "Thank you for your kind eyes in the morning." I felt tears in my eyes. Kind eyes are small, but they can open a big door. Later, I wrote in my journal, "Today, I saw how a small moment can change a whole day." I also want to tell you about a small tradition I have on Tuesday evenings. I call it World Kitchen Night. Every Tuesday, I cook a dish from a new country. I read one short article about that country. I play one song from that country while I chop and stir. One Tuesday, I made Thai green curry. The new spice was lemongrass. The new fact was that Thailand was never a European colony. The new song was happy and light. Another Tuesday, I cooked Moroccan couscous. The new spice was raw el hanout. The new fact was that Marrakesh is called the Red City. The new music was Nawa with metal castanets. Some dishes taste great. Some dishes taste strange. All dishes are teachers. When you cook, you travel without a plane. You travel with your nose and your tongue and your heart.
On Saturday mornings, I go to the farmer's market. Small white tents stand in a line. Each tent has bright signs. One tent sells red apples. One tent sells green lettuce. One tent sells yellow cheese. One tent sells brown bread with seeds. One tent sells orange carrots with green tops. The farmer often says, "Would you like a sample?" I smile and say, "Yes." Free samples are small gifts. I taste, I nod, I buy. I pay with cash because cash feels friendly. I carry one reusable bag. The bag becomes heavy. A heavy bag means a happy fridge. At home, I wash the lettuce, cut the apples, and toast the bread. I make a large salad and pour a little honey on top. I sit by the window and eat slowly. The city moves fast outside, but my lunch moves slow inside.
My tiny apartment works hard for me. When you open the door, there is a small wooden shoe rack. A mirror shaped like the sun hangs above it. I check my hair there before I leave the house. A coat hook holds my blue jacket. A tiny basket under the hook holds my keys, my wallet, and a face mask. If the basket is empty, I know I forgot something. 3 steps forward, there is a gray sofa that opens into a bed. In the morning, I fold the bed back into a sofa. In the night, I pull it open. A light coffee table stands in front of it. I built the table from old pallet wood. I sanded the wood until it was smooth. I painted it white. I added small wheels. The table rolls easily when I need more space. Under a sheet of glass, I keep postcards from friends. One shows a polar bear from Canada. One shows cherry blossoms from Japan. One shows yellow trams from Portugal. Each postcard is a memory ticket. When I feel lonely, I look at them and feel a friend near me.
The kitchen sits in one corner. It is compact but smart. A small fridge lives under the counter. Next to the fridge
is a 2-burner electric stove. A stainless steel sink sits beside it. The counter space is exactly 1 meter. So I use every centimeter with care. A magnetic strip holds my knives. A simple rail holds 2 ladles and 1 spatula. A single shelf above the sink holds 8 glass jars with dried spices. The labels face forward so I can see them at a glance. They say turmeric, cumin, paprika, coriander, chili, thyme, oregano, and rosemary. I own 2 pots and 1 pan. The big pot is for soup. The small pot is for rice. The pan is for almost everything else. I have a simple rule for my tiny space. 1 in, 1 out. If I buy a new tool, I must give away an old tool. This rule keeps the kitchen clear and calm. My desk sits near the window. The desk is a plank of wood on 2 filing cabinets. On the desk, there is a laptop on a stand, a small mixing board, a large microphone on a boom arm, a glass of water, and an open notebook with today's script. When I record, I throw a thick blanket over the desk and over my head. I look like a funny tent, but the sound becomes soft and clear. Pixel sleeps under the desk while I speak. Sometimes he opens one eye and then closes it again.